Hello everyone, as my brother Jay said, welcome to the official release of The Trigger. And welcome to everyone now that's watching on a stream, I think YouTube or Facebook or both. I've got a few questions that I'm going to ask for the first hour, which is going to kind of hopefully cover most of it. But there is then a Q&A, so if I've missed anything, forgive me, and obviously you get a chance to ask then. So what I'll do, start it off, is just ask my dad. I can't call you David, it feels weird, so I'll just call you Dad.
I know, Ethel.
Give us a brief overview of the book and why you wrote it.
Well, I remember the day it happened, and by then I'd done many years of research into how a few people control human society and are dictating its direction. And one of the things that I've been talking about for years was something I call problem, reaction, solution. It is a phenomenally effective mass mind control technique to get the public perception to think what you want them to think so that you will be able to do what you want to do. And for those watching on the internet who may not have come across it, I'm sure most people here will have done, having read the books. Problem, reaction, solution works like this. Stage one, you create a problem. It could be a terrorist attack, it could be a war, it could be a run on a currency, whatever the problem needs to be that allows you to provide the solution to that problem that you want to change society in the way you want to do it. And so at stage one, you create a problem, and crucially, you blame someone else for it. And you can see problem, reaction, solution scenarios, particularly when, with no evidence, immediately something happens, the villain is being named. And in terms of 9/11, Osama bin Laden and Afghanistan were being named by a man called Ehud Barak, former Prime Minister of Israel, immediately after the attacks happened. And of course the plan was to invade Afghanistan. That's why Afghanistan was mentioned that early, even though everyone else is going, what happened? What's going on? What's happening at the same time? Stage two, you want people in fear and outrage because you want them to say, in effect, do something. Something must be done. What are you going to do about it? Or at the very least, the public become open to what the authorities say must be done as a result of the problem. And in terms of 9/11, it was just such a blatant example, as I saw it on the day, of problem, reaction, solution, where you create the problem, you blame someone else for it, you get the reaction, something must be done, and then you offer the solutions to the problems you have yourself created but blame someone else for. And I looked at it and I thought, this is a classic. And when they started justifying the invasion of countries as a result of it, it became even more obvious to me. So I started investigating it from the first day onwards, through 2001 and through 2002. And as far as I know, in my own experience, I produced the first major book questioning the official story of 9/11 in September 2002. It was published, Alice in Wonderland and the World Trade Center disaster. Why the official story of 9/11 is a monumental lie. And that came out, and then through the years that followed that, I obviously kept my eye on the ball. I was always interested in new information regarding 9/11. And then in 2018, I decided I was going to do an update on Alice in Wonderland, right? Well, that lasted 2 bloody weeks, that did. Because after 2 weeks, I thought, I've got to start from scratch here, because of the enormous amount of information that had been compiled from many different sources in the meantime to show that the official story of 9/11 is not just wrong, it's not just a lie, it is extraordinary in its mendacity. I was talking on an interview this morning, and I said, imagine 9/11 as like a centipede with lots and lots of legs. In other words, different aspects of the story. And every single one of those legs of the centipede has an Achilles heel to show that it couldn't have happened, or what we're being told is not the whole truth, and often not the truth in any way, shape or form. It's extraordinary. There's nothing that stands up. So I started investigating, and all the way through 2018 and 2019 up to most of 2018 and up to 2019 up to now, and put together a book. It's 2 books actually, between one cover or 2 covers. The first half of the book demolishes the official story of 9/11, and you know, when people read it, if they're not know much about 9/11, they are going to be absolutely shocked at the lies that have been told, provably so. And the second half of the book starts an amazing story which leads eventually to who actually was behind it. And it wasn't 19 Islamic extremists who hijacked those planes, it is claimed. And so that part of the book alone is going to be extraordinarily controversial because of who I say was actually behind it. And we'll get into that as we go along. So that's the background of how I came to write it. And even someone like me who's been looking at this since it happened was taken aback by some of the stuff that I came across in terms of the official story. It's not even partly true. It's an extraordinary lie.